Hello everybody, E here. Welcome back to Thursday Theorist. Today we are talking about Cujo by Stephen King. I'm going to go ahead, like we do, we're going to jump right into the review, and then we're going to go into the Theorist part of the video. So, Cujo is for me one of the scariest books Stephen King has ever written. If you guys have seen my top 5 scariest, it's on that list for personal reasons. I was bitten by a dog when I was 9, I think it was, 8 or 9, something like that. Happened around my birthday, so I don't really remember how old I was. And so I've always been terrified of dogs, especially strange dogs. Now, kind of the dichotomy of me is I'm terrified of strange dogs, but I'm a dog lover. I love dogs. I have a dog. My buddy Ash is inside right now. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see pictures of him pop up every now and again. Last night he was raising his hand because he liked the movie. Paw, whatever, don't judge me. Anyways, so I love Cujo, but I hate Cujo, the book. I love the dog. I love how kind and gentle he is, and I hate everything that happens to him afterward. As soon as he gets sick and he starts showing and he starts turning vicious, the book loses me because I can't handle it. You know, like I said, I'm a dog lover, but also I'm terrified of dogs. So it is both sides of me are in this book. The dog lover and the person who's terrified of dogs, both covered in this book. Anyways, so the book, I actually prefer. I'm not usually a huge fan of happy endings, but I actually prefer the movie over the book as far as the endings are concerned. So I'm just throwing that out there. If you can, feel free to disagree with me, and I know you will. Love you for it. Down there in the doobly-doo. Anyway, let's get into the theory. I'm going to read the theory because I've never said this again as well as when I wrote the review, when I did my my written Stephen King project. And if you guys want to read that, the blog post that I did, the series, let me know down there. It's quite a bit. I go through his entire catalog, book by book, because I reread each and every book that he ever published in a year's time. I think that was back in 2015, or I think it was 2015, might have been 2016. Anyway, so here's what I wrote back when I was doing that project. My theory is, as far as I know, not impossible. Firstly, Cujo's behavior in the book is constantly referred to as odd. This is aside from the fact that he has rabies. Many times, characters in the book refer to Cujo as more than just a sick dog. Secondly, the closet. There is something living in Tad's closet. This is made cement at the end of the book when Tad's father, Vic, watches the doorknob turn and the door open all by its lonesome. Finally, Frank Dodd is called the Monster of Castle Rock at the beginning of the book, and then King goes on to say that monster returns in 1980. A monster. A monster that can take different forms. A monster that is active in Castle Rock during the time Pennywise is supposedly asleep in Derry. A monster that changes shapes. See where I'm going with this? So my theory is, okay, first, I don't agree with past me. I don't think that Cujo had anything to do with Pennywise, but I think that the thing living in Tad's closet could have been Pennywise. Now, how wide, we have to think about how wide Pennywise's reach is, and again, we have to go back and think about how wide the Tommyknocker's reach is. So, is it possible that the thing that was terrorizing Castle Rock during the time that Cujo happened is the same entity from it? Is it possible? Who knows? That's my connection. Another connection is that Tad's closet is a thinny, meaning it's a place where you can cross over between the different worlds and timelines and all that stuff. That's another one. But my main connection here is I think the ghost in Tad's closet isn't Frank Dodd, even though it's mentioned that it's hinted to that being the truth. But I think it's actually Pennywise trying to fatten Tad up on fear so that he can finally eat him. And I think a lot of Stephen King stuff where, and some people actually don't like this about Stephen King work, about how he has such a great realistic story on his hands and then all of a sudden it cuts to something supernatural. I think a lot of that can be explained away with the Tommyknockers and the It theories that we'll get to even later. Anyway, so what do you think? Is there anything I'm missing here? George Bannerman, of course, dies in this one. You got Johnny Smith is mentioned. George Bannerman is mentioned, of course, because he's in it. And then also Frank Dodd is mentioned. If I missed any other connections or any other characters that are repurposed for this book, let me know down there in the comments below. Until next time, I have been E, you've been you. This has been another Thursday Theorist review. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye!